Welcome back to Learning Keyboard with Demoz School of Music. Your teacher is Noel, a professional keyboardist and accomplished musician. If you've watched the previous video, chord relatives using the Roman numeral system should be familiar. If you've not, go ahead and watch it now.
Hi, welcome back to another episode, and I'm Noel from Demoz School of Music. Today we are going to learn about metronome and tempo at the same time. Now, what is tempo first of all? Tempo is basically the speed at which you play a piece. Like, for example, if you've seen Western classical sheet music, you might have seen on the top, they write the style or the tempo along the top with a number. Like they'll write the crochet symbol of the note and they'll show the number like maybe 128 or 78. Now what is that? That is the tempo of the piece you're supposed to play at. So here in this digital keyboard that I have here, which is a very basic model, there's something called metronome on top here, right? So if I just press the metronome button right now, you would hear this sound. Now what is this sound? This is basically your metronome telling you what the tempo is. Right now my tempo here is set to 95. Now let's say I increase my tempo to maybe like 120. Right? Let me just get that 120 and right. So if I press metronome now, the speed is faster. So the bigger the number, the faster the tempo. The slower the number, the slower the tempo. Simple as that. Now, as a beginner, I highly recommend you to use this feature in your keyboard. Just figure out how to, get a hold of that metronome button and then use the tempo button, which is there. But if it's not there, don't worry. Just check your keyboard manual. There's always a tempo feature in your keyboard. Just try to first get on with that metronome button. Go to your tempo feature and then slow it down. Maybe as a beginner, a nice pace would be somewhere between 60 and 80. For this purpose, I'm going to keep my tempo at 80, right? Now I'm going to show you how you're going to use that. In the previous episodes, you might have learned scales and also have taught you a little bit of chords. And I taught you how to play a scale. Now using my right hand only, I'm going to show you what I taught you, which is the C major scale. And it goes like, sorry about that. Okay. This is the middle C that I have. Cool. So we go like, which is the C major scale on your right hand. Now how I'm going to use the tempo is basically, I'm going to start my tempo. That sharp bell you hear, right? So that's your 1 and the others are your 2, 3, 4. So basically start getting a hang of how to count it. So go like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Now apply that to your practices. So how do you do that? So pre-count and go like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, off. In the beginning, you might not get a hang of it that well. You might do something, maybe you might overpace. Like let's say you're, listening to it, but then you might go like 3, 4, 1, 2. Now you're not with it. You're definitely not with it right now. So that is normal, but as much as you can, just try to first start by counting to your metronome. Just put that metronome button on and count with it. Hear that bell. That's your 1. And go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Get a hang of it. Once you get a hang of it, then apply it to your practice. So you can do the scales, or you can also practice by doing the chords and maybe do the 4 main chords that I taught you: C major, F major, A minor and G, or C major, F major, G major, A minor. You can do it in any order you want it, or you can just use it to practice your chords, like one of them, maybe C major, and you can do maybe 4 beats to each time you press the chord down, right? So you can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So you can apply the metronome to any kind of practice that you're doing, and I highly recommend you to use it all the time as a beginner. It's a must so that you get a hang of your tempo, which is crucial as a musician, because if you don't play at the right tempo, your listener is not going to enjoy it. Because when you play at the right tempo, your listener is going to bob with you, maybe move with what you're playing. So maybe if I played something like out of a random, I mean, let's say I'm not in tempo and I'm going to play something like, that's just sloppy as hell, right? So we can't do that. So if you are in the tempo and you go like 1, 2, 3, let me just put the metronome, right? We go. Or maybe you can also go like, who knows? See how I'm not exactly with the tempo? That is common to do as a beginner. But once you get a hang of it, you'll be awesome and great. So with that, I conclude my lesson today on metronome and tempo. I'll see you in the next one. Please do like and share this video and subscribe to this channel. Until then, please do take care. Bye.